guys. Sorry. Sending a little message, saying hi to my cat. And I'm a little late getting on. Well, I'm a little late setting up. I was doing a few things. I was actually doing a video. A little late because I was downloading some stuff. I was downloading some film that I did, some film clips. Nature. Man, I'm running out of space on my phone though, so I got to think of something to do. So anyway, yeah, I was downloading that, so that took a few minutes. Camera stuff. So, hey, Sniper. And then I did a little video for the members channel. Let's see. Poor man says, try the new bag a bit. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you were shouldering. That was a good workout. Man, you hit it all with that workout. Yeah, I had you up. I left a few comments. Hey, Michael. Hey, our friend, Runner Boy, has a video up. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to leave a comment. All right. I like doing it. I like leaving a comment when I see it because I don't want to forget. You know what I mean? We're here to help each other. We are here to be of service for each other, however we're able. So here's the thing, if I see it and then I go about my business, there's a good chance I might forget to hit the like button. I might forget to leave a comment. And that's not a great way of being of service for a friend. Let's see. Hey, Martine. Martine says, hello. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you live today, too. Michael says, hey, Yogi, can I get your email? I was going to mail you my business email and cash tag. Absolutely. I'm going to put it here. One second. I think I'm in safe waters here. Meaning, no one's going to make fun of my AOL. If Nightmare was here, if what did he expect? Did he think I was going to start shouting? Little does he know. Little does he know that I got a computer, another computer right here. See that? Pretty slick, man. I might be old. All right. That's it. That's all I have to say. I might be old. I don't have anything clever to say after that. Poor man says I got sound. Martine says, thanks, Yogi. Absolutely. You're welcome. Hey, Mercedes, my friend. How are you? Martine says, yes, sir. Sound I can hear. Thanks. I guess they thought that I was going to shake the camera. So, hello, my friend. I don't know, what's your channel name? I can't pronounce that. It's like the Prince symbol. Optimop says, hi, Afar and Mercedes. Speed says, hi, Yogi Eric. Hey, Sabine. How are you guys? Man, what a beautiful drive. And the genius of Timo, how you arranged that, absolutely amazing. Sniper says, plenty of sounds in my ear. Maybe clean them out. Excellent advice. Speed says, I feel like that around that time too. The holidays. Sniper says, greetings, Sabine. And Timo says, thank you, Eric. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just give me a second. Sending a message to someone. So, as I was saying, I generally get pretty down around the holidays. It's been better. It's been better lately for the past several years. But that's because I have practices to help make them better. I have breath work, and I think above all, most importantly, I have that all-important practice of gratitude. I've mentioned that before. The all-importance, and it's a practice, meaning you got to do it. Just like, brushing our teeth. We don't skip a day. Practicing gratitude is one of those things that we have to invoke. It's from the heart, but it changes our lives. So I thought I would put together on the members channel a 21-day practice. Didn't want to call it a challenge. At first I was going to 21-day challenge. Everyone likes a challenge, right? But why add pressure? If we're working on gratitude, if we're working on circumnavigating some low feelings, distress that can occur over the holidays, then why add something in like a challenge, right? But a practice, man, everyone can practice, right? Practices can be fun. And if you miss a practice, you just start over again. It's no big deal. If you screw up in a challenge, everyone thinks, well, now the challenge is over. I was supposed to do 21 days straight. But a practice, now we're talking. We can be grateful for a practice. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. So, if anyone's a member and you want to check it out, I want everything to be a nice, easy practice that you can do in the space of 5 minutes or less. Michael says, hey, Austin, how are you? Hey, Riley. Sadie says, hi to Riley. Michael says, I'm in a good mood. I got my business email set up. Nice. And cash tag for Cash App. And my friend is going to put my wand and hiking sticks in her paranormal magazine. Wow. Man, that is huge news. Congratulations, Michael. And well deserved. Sabine says, you don't need pressure on top. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Sabine. Thank you for that. Michael says, hey, Mercedes. She says, hello. Hey, Stuart. Jazz Yogi. Jazz Yogi. I like that. Optimop says, my advice is stay calm, think before talk. Next level is walking the dog while streaming in a foreign language. Perfect. Perfect practice. We should do a video, Optimop, Timo. Enlightenment as taught by Timo. The enlightenment of Timo. Transcending stress. You know what? A dog helps incredibly. Dogs for stress, dogs for gratefulness, dogs for enlightenment, cats too. Eckhart Tolle said he's met several Zen masters in his life, and they've all been cats. Hey, Easy. Easy says, hey, Eric. Austin says, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to hear that, Austin. Hey, Is everyone subscribed to our friend Austin? I know we got a few people popping in and out. Austin has a goal, and his goal was 700. And you know what? He's only three away. Three away. That was hard for me to say. 3 away. He's at 697. Anyone here not subscribed to Austin? Man, speaking of gratefulness, I would be grateful if you did. And you know what? I know Austin would be grateful as well. Austin says, I'm almost at 700. I got 697. I see. I was just there. Stuart says, hey, Mercedes. Sniper says, good advice, Timo. Absolutely. Michael says, sorry for the typo on the phone. Not a problem. As mentioned before, a speaking typo. Hello, Bamitpo? Bamitpo. I'm seeing it. I had to look at it backwards. Funk says, Mercedes Funk says, hello, Optimob. Optimob says, hi to Mercedes. And how are you? Bamitpo. Bamitpo. How are you? Easy says, Optimob, I watch and comment on your driving streams. 698. Thank you, Stuart. 2 more to go, guys. Austin drops his link. Hey, Selma. Selma says hi. Sabine says, you need 2 more, Austin. Come on, people, sub to Austin. Nathan says, 699. Nathan's pretty sneaky. Riley says, I took a little nap. You feeling any better? Our friend Riley, our new friend Riley, has had a stomach bug for a couple days. Timo says, Squirrel, real advice is schedule live stream hours before you go on YouTube so the algorithm can sort for you the audience. Make shortcuts in your community page. Make shout out on you. Nice. Yeah, I was a little short in my schedule today. I was doing some other stuff. Didn't have access to my phone. Speed says, so Stuart the Fish Whisperer. Riley says, a little better. Nice. Hey, Riley, are you subscribed to our friend Austin? His link is up above. Now that you are a mod, what do you think? Could you help out a friend? He, I believe, is just 1 away. 1 away from hitting the magic 700. 700 is magic because he wants it. He wants to get to 700. Next, we're going to push all the way to get that 1K. Someone says hi to Optimob. It's a wave. It says, how are you? City says hi to Riley. Martine says hi to Stuart. Let's see. Easy says, not sure if my comments go through on the driving stream. Hey, send me a message next time you're going on, and I'll look for it. Michael says, I'm happy. I'm at 421 now. That's a good start for just under half a year of filming. It's an excellent start. But hey, we talked about this before. 500 by the 31st, before the new year, December 31st. We can do that. Someone says, hi, Sniper, the Farting King. I don't know if he's a king. He's pretty high up there, but I don't know if he's a king. Riley says, it's a lot of people that have the name Austin. This Austin, our friend Austin, is the only Austin that I know. Austin says, how's everyone doing today? It's been a pretty good day, Austin. Mercedes says, good. Let's see. Hey, Selma, you get a wave and a trophy. Sniper says, congrats, Selma. You won tonight's joke. Our one and only fart joke as told by Selma, and she won. Awesome. Michael says, so that's why the chipmunk jumped. Just kidding, squirrel. Someone says, sniper, laughing. Nope, you won. I think we all win when there's a funny joke. Tomop says, when you would do a premiere, is 1 week before sometime a good thing? Also says, I got 700 subs, so thanks everyone. Riley came through. Thank you, Riley. Riley's been a friend for several days, and he's been a good friend. Much appreciated. Mercedes says, you're welcome. Someone says, we love having fun. We do love having fun. Sniper says, I was thinking 24 hours. Optimop says, great, thumbs up, and congratulations. That is big. Man, 700. Take a screenshot of that, Austin, because it's only going to go up. Runner Boy says, Riley, opinions on oranges. Be careful with this. This is how Runner Boy lures you in. Optimop says, good night. Good night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Especially thanks for stopping by on a Sunday night after your live stream. I know you guys got to be, one, it's late for you guys, and I know you got to be tired after you host an event. Put a lot of energy, a lot of emotional energy into it, a lot of spiritual energy into it, a whole lot of love. So I know that's got to leave you a little bit tired. Food from Afar says, Yogi, can I help out a friend of mine with their channel link? Martine, my channel is your channel. Yes, always, anytime. So please drop the link, and when we see it, I'll go by and I'll subscribe. Speed says, congratulations, Austin. Runner Boy says, Afar, you posted the video yet? Selma says, I have more subscribers. Awesome, Selma. Well deserved. Austin says, Riley, I just subbed to your channel. Thank you, Austin. Someone says, I hit 7.27 million subscribers. That's a lot of millions, a lot of subscribers. Runner Boy says, I have to get up and work 6 hours. What are you still doing up? Sniper says, get some rest, you too. Absolutely. 11:43. Definitely time to go to bed. Michael says, I did an investigation in a abandoned intermodal container, and not only did I get a spike on the K2 meter, but I heard what sounded like someone snapping their fingers, and it wasn't me. Wow. So, is this debunkable? Is that a word? Is it debunkable, Michael? Because I know you're very rigorous. Martine says, doing it in the morning, Runner Boy. Been a bit busy, sorry. Someone's hit 7.27 million subscribers. It's a lot of subscribers. Austin says, Riley, I just subbed to your channel. Riley says he's happy for you. Hey, Songho, how are you? Nah, no one had ever been easy. Hey, by the way, I mentioned this on your channel, but that was excellent. Your bass playing, excellent. All right, so our friend Martine, Food from Afar, has posted a link for a friend. And that's why we're here, guys. To help out friends, to help out friends of friends. The Takeaway Boys. Hey, I like that. 2 guys on a mission to review takeaway food and home cooking. Join us on TikTok. All right. I just subscribed. I hit all notifications. So, here's the thing. It looks like an excellent channel. It has been endorsed. The Friends of Martine. Martine is our friend. Any friend of Martine is a friend of ours. I just want to leave a comment, let them know that they're getting some support. Thank you for sharing that. Mr. Poopinator. Look at that, guys. Our good friend, Mr. Poopinator. Thank you so much. You always come through for me. You know that? Always. How are you, my friend? Sorry, I gotta smile. For one, I gotta smile whenever our friend Mr. Poopinator comes in. Because he's a friend. I absolutely love Mr. Poopinator. And if you're new here and you haven't had the pleasure of hanging out with Mr. Poopinator, you're in for a treat. He's just a good guy. Also, how can you not smile when you got little poop emojis in there? Someone says, I have a long name. You do have a long name. I got a long name too. But here's the difference. I got space between my name. You just got a really long one name. Sepa says, Lasani Soma. Riley says, Squirrel Samper, I subscribe to you. Thank you, Riley. Martine says, thank you so much, Yogi. They are great friends of theirs, so I'm trying to get them to 1,001. I appreciate the help. Absolutely. And I will be supporting them. I'll share them out when I see them going live. Selma says, I have 2 brothers. And you have a sister, right? 2 brothers and a sister? Poopinator says, fart for me, bro. Man, I would. Poopinator. I would. I feel like after all this time, all these months, that I owe you. The thing is, Selma beat me to it. Our friend Selma beat me to it. Riley says, you're so welcome. Moni and Sorry, did I get that right? Sadie says, hi, Mr. Poopinator. Poopinator says, I'm well, Brother Yogi. Just wanted to pop in and show some love. Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it whenever you pop in, and you always show love. Always. Sniper says, many thanks, Riley. Selma's laughing. Susanna says, like done. Thank you, Susanna. Much appreciated. Michael says, I'm not sure on the debunking part, but I was using the in a model container like a Faraday cage, and that makes it harder to allow electrical interference to come through. Okay. Sniper says, nicely done. So you're thinking it was something. You're thinking that it was something. Hey, Odom. Odom says, happy Sunday, just Yogi, listening and driving. I appreciate it, Odom. Be safe, my friend. Selma says she's laughing at me. That's okay. I don't mind you laughing at me. Susanna says, hi, everyone. How are you, Susanna? Food from Afar says, don't forget to like and share. Thank you, Martine. Never asked for himself. I gotta admit, I do forget. Austin says, Yogi, I'm going to share you out. Thank you, Austin. Much appreciated. Michael says, I'm thinking because I never have luck using gadgets. You know what? I'd love to see you and Kathy, C. Payton, collab sometime. Riley says, Free from afar, I subscribe to you. Nice, Riley. Riley, you're really coming through for everyone. Mercedes says, okay. Selma says, I beat you on my fart joke. You did. You definitely did. Hey, Selma, do you see our friend Mr. Poopinator? And you see what he asked me to do? Martine says, sub back, Riley. Susanna says, she dropped a link. Says, please watch, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Let me click it up. Space Rocket Toy. Well, that's going to make some people happy. Have you guys checked out the link? I got to admit, you know, I'm not a big Christmas person. I mentioned before my own low-level depression that's there through the year, varying degrees. It used to get worse in winter. It used to get really bad at Christmas. But there is something joyful about a department store and the toys at Christmas. You know, just brings back memories of being a kid and just getting this feeling of building excitement. Thanks for dropping that, Susanna. Nick Campbell says, this guy. Mercedes says, hi, Nick. Nick says, watching the football game, Chiefs and Bills. Who are you rooting for? Hey, the Bills are doing pretty good, right? I think. Let's see. Someone says he wants you to fart. He does want me to fart. He has since the very first day that he came in. And I feel bad. I haven't been able to do it. I got to admit, I don't perform well under pressure. Cindy says, watching the football game, Chiefs and Bills. Let's see. So is Mercedes, she says. So who's winning? Someone says, Sniper, I dare you to fart. Someone says, I love you. We love you too, my friend. Sniper says, keep on target. Riley has subscribed to Selma. Once again, I got to say, Riley, you have stepped up. You really came through for everyone. Taking my evening supplement. Helps me sleep. It is plant-based melatonin. And it also has valerian root and ashwagandha. Properly mispronounced. Someone says, thank you, Riley. Someone says, I'm everyone's girl. Well, you are certainly ours, my friend. We have just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. The channel have adopted you. You are a true friend of the channel. So here's a question. Do you guys have your own individual practices of gratitude? Riley says, Mercedes Funk, I subscribe to you. Someone says, I need a daddy. You have a father. Mercedes says, thanks to Riley. I've told this story, well, I told this story a lot, about reading from the German mystic Meister Eckhart and his little prayer that he offers, but more of a quote. If the only prayer one ever says for the entirety of their life is thank you, that would be enough. And I decided to adopt that as a practice. And every morning, I didn't always remember, I do now. But for years and years and years, I would say it and I would forget. I would say it and I would forget. I would say it and not mean it. I would say it and couldn't think of a single thing to be grateful for. How sad is that? Can't think of a single thing to be grateful for. When you're living in a universe of pure abundance, of pure potentiality, that is fine-tuned just for our existence, just so we could take a breath. Let's see. Pitt, yours, did I say that right? Where are you from? I'm in America, on the East Coast in the state of Maryland. City says, Riley, can you drop link? I subscribe to you. Someone says, Poppy Mommy is my mom. That's a good mom. Someone says, Side of Mercedes. Sniper says, greetings to Pitt, yours. Shout out to Lover Toy Pups. Definitely, big shout out. Boy, I live in a town called Columbia. And it's between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. Almost right in the center. I can be in Baltimore in less than 20 minutes. I can be in D.C. in less than 30 minutes. I can be in Pennsylvania in less than an hour. West Virginia in about an hour. Virginia in about 40 minutes or so. Delaware in maybe an hour and a half. Maybe 2 hours in Delaware. New York City in about 3 hours. Odom drops a link for Riley. Hey, thank you, Odom. I appreciate that. Someone says, when you say her name 3 times, she will come quick. Well, let's find out. Do I have to say the whole name? Lover Toy Pups. Lover Toy Pups. Lover Toy Pups. Do I have to stand up and go in a circle when I say it? To the left, of course. Riley says, but you're, I subscribe to you. My cat's got something to say. Of course, my cat always has something to say. Here we go. Puppy mommy, puppy mommy, puppy mommy. Might not work today. Mercedes says, thanks, Odom. Sipper says, meow too. You hear that? He's talking to you. Hey, you got something to say? There you go. Odom says, my pleasure. Riley says, I love cats. Yeah, I love cats too. And dogs. Austin gives us a dog. I miss having a dog. Well, I have a partial dog. Not that the dog is partial. It's a full dog. It's not part dog, part something else. It is a dog. But it officially belongs to Mocha. Mocha and I no longer live together. Not as sad as it sounds. We both like our space. And I get to see Misty, the dog, all the time. But it's not just quite the same as when you have a dog with you all the time. But because we adopted the cats, they were 10 years old, they're 12 now, and they don't get along with Misty. Although Misty loves everyone and everything. But it just doesn't seem right. Senior cats, I don't know what they've been through to end up being needing to be saved. So I want to give them the best home possible for as long as they're around. Roman says, "Love my babes." Yeah, I can tell. Um, every time you mention them here, you're full of love. Mercedes says, "I like dogs too." Riley says, "Can we see him or her?" It's a she. It's a she. She's a she. Hold on. Hey, kitty. My room is a mess, by the way. You looking at the camera? The reason it's a mess is because it is a office / shoe storage room that I have every pair of running shoes that I've owned for 20 years packed away in here, as well as tons of running gear and obviously a lot of books. Someone says, "I ate pizza with tacos." What is tacos? I don't know what that is. Riley says, "Yum." Someone says, "I love pizza." I haven't had pizza in probably 4 or 5 years. They do make pretty good vegan pizza nowadays, but I'm so dialed in on my diet. Selma says, "Puppy mommy farted on me." I find that hard to believe. She seems so polite. Taka says, "Hot chips." Thank you, Selma. I didn't know that. You taught me something tonight. Riley says, "Odom's Homestead, I subscribe to you." Hey, T. How are you? Sadie says, "Okay." So, end of the weekend. New week coming up. What are the plans? What are you guys going to be doing for the week? Do you know what I did today? Same thing I did yesterday. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? Same thing I did today. And it doesn't at all even feel like I'm stuck. It doesn't feel like a rut. Everything feels very joyous and spontaneous as I do it. Odom says, "Thank you to Riley." Sniper says, "Evening Bumblebee T." T says, "Sniper, impressive clips. Have strong memories of weeping willow trees." They are a beautiful tree, aren't they? I don't normally see them as big as the one that we saw on Sniper's page. T says, "I'm so." Selma says, "I subbed to Odom." Thank you, Selma. Riley has subscribed to Bumblebee T. And Selma subscribed to Riley. Uh-oh, it works. Selma said if we say your name 3 times that you would appear. And there it is. Lover Toy Pups says, "Hi guys, I'm mute, but wanted to say hi. I love you guys. Yogi, Selma, Mercedes, and everyone in the chat. Thank you, Toy Pups." Lover says, "I got you, Riley." Someone says, "What is Mercedes saying? I'm confused." I don't think she said anything. Last thing she said was okay, right? Someone says, "Hi, puppy mommy." T says, "I recall going for walks about 40 years ago. towards the paper mill with a water wheel. And there's a lot of weeping willows. I didn't often see them around now. I don't often see them around now. We have a few in my neighborhood down by the pond. I got a beautiful little pond. It's a half mile around, less than a quarter mile from my house. And then if I walk just over a mile and a half, there's a little double pond. And if I keep walking, another 2 miles past that, I'm in another village, and they have an even bigger, that's an official lake. And man, they have beavers. It's a beautiful little area. Mercedes says, how old are you, Riley? Someone says, Mercedes, don't ask him. Riley says 21. So yeah, that little description. When I was ultra running, I could leave my house and do a 30-mile out and back run. So 15 out in one direction, 15 back, and only cross one road the entire time. And yet I live right in the middle of a town. It's a really ingenious way they have it set up. Bike paths interconnecting all these villages that make one town, one sort of city. Over 200 and some miles of bike paths, all interconnected. Anytime I step out my front door, I can see deer, obviously squirrels. I can see an occasional eagle. I see hawks, owls, all kinds of stuff. But last year we had a black bear wandered through. Riley says, you are 5 years older than me. Someone says, I'm 21. Someone says, they're the same age. Yep. Mercedes is 26. T says, score, that makes sense. Why I rarely see them due to accessibility issues. Oh, sorry, I missed that from Sniper. Sniper says, willows are one of my favorites. Our UK willows get huge, Eric. Hence, they get pollarded. I'm going to get it. Pollard, right? In busy areas with footfalls. They should be in open water meadows and along riversides when in the willow. Yep. I occasionally see one not near a riverside, not often, or by a pond, but most of the time I see them by our ponds. Hey, is there any original old growth left in Great Britain? Odom says, 49 Wednesday. I'm old. But you're still a decade younger than me, Odom. And you're younger than Mike Tyson. So you can step back in the ring. And that's right. Odom is 49. I hope you stop by and we get a chance to wish you a happy birthday, Odom. T says, well, people certainly don't act their agent here. Just saying, as an observation. Well, no one ever needs to act their age. I certainly don't act 59, I hope. Pollard, thank you. 100. Someone says, I love my mommy puppy mom. Odom says, I got you, Selma. Mercedes says, I got you. Cypress says they require a lot of water. That's why. Riley says, Puppy Mama, you have a cute dog. She's got 4 cute dogs. Someone says, thank you. Michael says, weeping willows are pretty. There's one on the side of the road, but I think it was transplanted there. Birch trees. I love birch trees too. Riley says, I have a wife and kids. Simple says, you mean, are there any ancient woods? Yep, that's what I meant. Left in the UK. Apparently less than 3%. Wow. What a shame. T says, Michael Cole. I know, talking with Goldie, we've talked about the forests in Romania. And there's still some ancient woodlands left in Romania. I think there's let's Google that up. Is anyone else interested in this besides me? Probably not. Milka mentioned that before today as we were walking. My tendency to research obscure things that no one's really interested in besides me. So here's what we're going to Google. Which country has the most ancient woodland? In Europe. According to Wikipedia, ancient woodland is that which has existed continuously since the 1600s in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, or 1750 in Scotland. I wonder why they did that. Well, you know what? According to available information, this is artificial intelligence. The country with the most ancient woodlands in Europe is considered to be the United Kingdom, specifically England, with a significant portion of its ancient woodlands being designated as such due to their continuous wooded state since at least 1600. However, the Bialowieza forest, located on the border between Poland and Belarus, is often cited as Europe's last remaining old-growth forest, with some of the oldest trees on the continent. So that's something to consider, that they're talking about trees that are older than 1600s. So now we know. We didn't need to know, but now we know. Michael says, I bet I could find a lot of weird paranormal stuff there. Yeah, I bet you could. Riley said, let's see. T says, squirrel only 3%. Well, it's about 2.4%. Apparently, that's still more than other people, other countries. T says, how much have asked me? I feel left out. I'm sorry, T. I should have asked you too. Riley says, I don't like putting them on YouTube. That's a smart move, Riley. Odom says, why does Odom's Homestead love figs so much? Because they're figuring out the sweetest way to grow happiness. Well, now that makes sense. Now we know why. Guys, if you really want to see Odom light up, just mention figs. Not just any kind of fig, though. We're not talking store-bought figs. Michael says, I would like to go to some ancient woodlands. That would be fun. That would be fun. So here's a question. Are there any ancient woodlands left in America? Alaska, obviously. I was thinking more the continuous 48 states. According to available information, the country with the most ancient woodlands in America is Alaska. That doesn't make sense. The country, specifically the Tongass National Forest, which they are going to now open up with the next administration. They're going to open up to drilling, sadly, which boasts some of the oldest trees in the nation, many over 800 years old. This vast temperate rainforest is considered one of the largest remaining intact coastal temperature rainforests in the world. I've never seen the redwoods, man, but I would like to. So here it is in the continuous. Well, we got the Tongass National Forest, the ancient bristlecone pine forest in California. Man, some of the trees estimated to be over 4,840 years old. What do you think of that, Michael? Hey, this isn't far from you. Chattahoochee National Forest, South Carolina and Georgia. No, you're in Tennessee, right? Contains massive hemlocks, pines, hardwoods, including some trees that are over 106 feet tall, 3 feet in diameter. Adirondack State Park, I've spent a fair amount of time there. Ancient trees, over 300,000 acres of ancient trees. Green Swamp, I've been there. This area contains old growth forests. Another at South Carolina. Minnesota. The state contains the largest continuous tract of old-growth forests in the eastern U.S. All right. Information for those who never asked. C says, Riley, whatever you put on social media is there for all to see, even if you delete it later on. I never understood how that was possible. Let's see, Michael says, I bet I could find a lot of weird paranormal stuff there. Yeah, I bet you could. Sample says, Bumblebee, T, and other companies use their image without your consent. T says, Squirrel, what about the Arboretum? Arboretum, right? Like Westonburt. And that Squirrel, yes, it's public use. Anything you share. Riley says, Austin is live now. Awesome. I'm going to be shutting things down in 6.5 minutes. I like getting in that hour. So we'll make it an hour. I'd like to stop in and at least say goodnight to Austin. See? Odom says figs, and his eyes light up. I need to get some of the figs that Odom talks about. I have some fig preserves downstairs that I haven't opened up yet. Maybe I'll open them up tomorrow. But as Odom says, man, there's a world of difference between the figs that we think we know, that we find in a Newton, and an actual fig. It's like night and day. Simpa says, Tati, I live next to a fantastic arboretum. I thought it was an arboretum. Called Sheffield Park. It was planted by Capability Browning in the 18th century. T says, Squirrel. Well, yes, Tennessee. Nice to know that. Tallest tree is a giant redwood, 130 meters that I've climbed. Where was that, Sniper? Where was that tree? T says, squirrel, I think I've seen a redwood. It's called a sequoia, Dendron gigantica. T says, gee, that's high. Guess you didn't mind heights. I was on top of the domos in the bungalow when I was age 7. My dad left the ladder upside down. I don't like heights either. Didn't used to bother me, but once I was rock climbing and I was struck with a panic attack on the side of a rock face. T says, Mom hated heights. She was going crazy. I was chilling out and seeing the awesome scenery. Odom says, I could send you some cuttings to root. Okay, that would be awesome. Man, I haven't grown anything in decades and decades. But I'd like to give it a try. It seemed like it would be something sacred about growing figs. I think there's something sacred about growing anything. You're literally participating in the secular nature of the universe. How amazing is that? But figs are so ancient. Probably one of the very first figs dates, one of the first cultivated plants. Soma says, Bumblebee T, I love you. Thank you, Soma. Odom says, Yogi, do you think the Great Pyramids of Giza were used to harness Earth electromagnetic energy? Man, I've read a bit about that, and it's entirely plausible. I don't see why not. What do you think, Odom? And hey, Sniper, what do you think about that? Selma says, my dog kisses my mouth. Dogs are funny that way. I had an issue. I have a job to do. I just got it and do it. Concentrate on what's at hand. That makes sense. Odom says, what varieties do you want? You mentioned the honey. Was it the honey fig? That's the one that you said is your favorite. So the Odom favorite has got to be the one that I try. Soma says, my dog put his butt in my face. Well, that wasn't very polite. Sniper says, Odom's Homestead, I've done a lot of research on Giza. I can offer a link if you want a deep dive into what it is. I figured that was the case, that Sniper had been. Odom says that would be awesome. Squirrel Sniper, love history. Sniper says the Great Pyramid was recorded to have blown all its outer casing stones. Someone says, my dog kisses my mouth. Yep, dogs do that. Missy would do that if I would let her. Italian honey is my favorite honey variety. Okay, that will be it. Hey, Andrew. Andrew says hi. Hello, my friend. Sniper says it was underwater for 380 years along with the Sphinx. I don't think I knew that. Hey, Fitness Junkies. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. I'm going to bring up your channel real quick. 133 subscriber, guys. Hey, is everyone here subscribed to Extreme Fitness Junkies? Sampa says, and the Sphinx head was originally the dog Anubis. My brother farted in his sleep. Well, if you got to fart, that's the place to do it, right? As long as it doesn't wake you up. Extreme Fitness says, I appreciate it so much. Absolutely. Mentioned before, fully support your channel. Hey, Northern Starseed, how are you? We get a gratitude is my attitude, Yogi, and everyone. Thank you for that. So I'm going to try to do that a 21 day. A different breath. Some breath will be repeated because they're just so valuable. And some breaths are meant to be doing in a continuous fashion. Others you get a lot of benefit just from doing 3. I want to keep it around 3 breaths. So we'll throw some different stuff out there. Just ways to induce it. Cultivate it as a practice. Someone says, it says wake me up. It's like an alarm clock. Someone says hi to Andrew. The head was broken off during the flood and after was rebuilt into what we see, the original Anubis neck. It's why it's disproportionate in size. Huh. Riley says, Extreme Fitness, I subscribe to you. Riley is coming through again. Andrew says, nice to meet you. Sangha says, Selma, how are you? Selma says, farted the alarm clock, and she's laughing. I thought that would make you laugh. Selma says, I'm doing well. Anyone else here not subscribed to our friend Extreme Fitness Junkies? He's got a really valuable channel, a really important channel. He's doing some excellent work for all of you guys. Songa says, fart jokes incoming. They should not be. Nope, I think we are done. Everyone's had their one. Some of us had more than one. Extreme Fitness Junkie says, we do product spotlighting and promote health and well-being. And you're going to be big. Last Christmas, I gave you a fart. And you didn't even gift wrap it. So now you got it covered. Selma, you told the last fart joke for the night. Well done, my friend. Cersei says, I am on one of my channels. I think that's where I watched about K-Cups. I'm just bringing your channel up right now, Northern Cersei. I'm looking at your video, your short. Should you quit YouTube? Someone says, fart joke tomorrow. You got it. Tomorrow. Let's see. Extreme says, yes, moderation with everything. Odom says, getting close to that 150. Yep, let's see. how close we can get him. 135 right now. Thank you guys for coming through. Andrew says, don't quit. Fart jokes tomorrow, says Selma. Yep. Odom drops, or Sniper drops a link for Odom. Thank you, Sniper. Or the source, he said, Extreme, I know I'm sub, but not sure if it's on this channel or my other. Extreme Fitness says, hi, Odom. Yes, we are calling to it. Busy cleaning the garden this weekend. Odom says, I see you putting in work in the garden, Extreme Fitness. That is Odom's passion, guys. Andrew says, do not quit. You know it, my friend. Let's see. Pidges says, Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Well, that was coming up on 2 weeks ago. Someone says, I'm helping the little kids sing. I'm their manager. Well, nice. So you're going to make an excellent manager. So Fitness says, yes, final haul before winter. Nice. Hey, Positive Lamb. This is my other channel, Northern Starseed. Simply says, Odom Sunset, I dropped a like on your latest short. Let me bring that up. Hey, you guys see that Odom's Italian honey fig? 2K views. Nicely done, Odom. Odom says, thank you, Squirrel Sniper. Let's see. Pityer says the Illuminati exist. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Now, I bet you our friend Squirrel Sniper will offer some great information on that. Songa says you get up at 2 a.m., right? Yeah, between 2 a.m. and 2:20. Occasionally, I sleep all the way to 2:25. Andrew says, see you later, Yogi. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you hanging out. Let's see. Extreme Fitness says Odom's channel is very inspiring. Yeah, he is. His channel, because it stems from Odom's heart. And Odom's inspiring. Ginger says, Yogi, can I make an announcement? Yes, certainly. I'm glad you came in when you did, because we were getting ready to shut things down in just a little bit. What do you got for us, Ginger? Andrew says, exit live. Safety says, Pit Yurts. One day I'll figure out how to pronounce that. Are you asking? Safety says, greetings to Ginger. Sungo says, 2.25. Wow, that's late. It is. I feel like I'm slacking. T says, hey to Ginger. Extreme Fitness says, so to all. Sniper says, hey to Extreme. Oh, you use a translator. Gotcha. One day, Sniper, I might have asked you this before. The Dogon tribe and their connection to Cyrus, the dog star. And they have a very profound connection. And yet, the stories they tell which are scientifically accurate. And back then, it's and still obviously it can't be seen by the naked eye, and there was no instruments. Pretty interesting. Andrew's back. Well, that didn't take long. All right, so we're going to wait for our friend Ginger to make an announcement, and then probably going to shut things down. Let's see. Ginger says, my dumbass son made us look like a fool. I'm not going to be a grandfather. Good thing it turns out he used it to move out, and she dumped him now. I do not know what to do. Man, that's big. How do you feel about not being a grandfather? Got to be a sense of relief, because I know you were worried that your son had made a huge mistake. So he used it to move out. Can you welcome him back home? Lesson learned? Let's see. If it says, do you believe in aliens? I do and I don't. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. I don't give it much thought. Not anymore. I believe interdimensional travel than less than outer space, although I'm not saying that there isn't anything in outer space too. But man, the technology to travel from somewhere far to here is beyond our comprehension. Not that that is a deterrent to belief. If they have that kind of capability, then they do. But interdimensionally, it's a whole other story. And I think even outer space, there's interdimensional travel. Ginger says, I don't want him home because of the crap, and I'm tired of it. Yeah, I know that you went through a lot. What are his options? Let's see. Positive Lamb. Friend Starseed says, hard on that one, Ginger. Congrats on grandbaby. Are you going to let him back home? Ginger says, this girl has dumped him for a third time. Stepper says it was a shift of skies, different constellations, hence the bull sacrifice for Terrace and cow worship in the Far East. Positive Lamb says, I'm not going to be sorry. But says, do you believe in ghosts? Sort of again. You know? There you go. Sniper says, the pits, believe or no. Nice way of putting it. Ginger says, he's homeless, he has no money because I can't save, but he tells me he's grown, but no money. Hey, but how do you feel about your son not having a home? I know you're angry, I know you're upset, but man, if you look past the anger and upset, how do you feel about your son not having a home? Let's see. Extreme Fitness says, I'm working on new healthy cooking options on our next live event. Stay tuned. Awesome. Looking forward to that. Positive Am says, Ginger, I'm going through exactly the same with my son. I was going to be a grandma. He moved out with her. Now she's not pregnant and thrown out again. I feel you. Wow. Sampa says, Ginger says, remind you he was banging his best friend's sister. You said he was 19, right? So, Positive Lamb, what are you going to do? Cypress says, you saw about Odom? Extreme Fitness says, we're going to take off. Thanks for the shout out, Eric. Absolutely, Extreme Fitness. You got it. Stuart says, peekaboo. Welcome back, Stuart, my friend. We're going to shut things down in just a minute. It is getting late for me. Stuart says, how is everyone? Pitt says, do you think there will be a third world war? I think probably so. I hope not, but I think probably so. I think it's highly preventable. I think it starts with each and every single one of us. I believe that world peace is our birthright. But we always think of it as this big thing that only leaders can accomplish. It's each of us. Each of us. When we are at peace individually, then collectively there is peace. But how many of us are truly at peace? Hey, Nightmare. I didn't expect to see you tonight. Hey, Walden Carey. How are you, my friend? Dam's here. Hey, Dam. Stopped in to say hi. Hello, Yogi. I hope today's a good day for you. It has been a good day. What's new, my friend? Jenny says, I didn't know cooters were that easy. Nightmare says, would you fight in a war if they made that mandatory? How would you handle that? Man, if they're going to draft a 59-year-old, we are in trouble. It depends on what the war was for. You know? I would take my lines from the Bhagavad Gita, that you perform your duty and you hand the results over to God. Arjuna, the hero of the Bhagavad Gita, he was a divine prince, archer, warrior. But he was in the midst of the beginning of a battle. He had family on both sides. It was fighting over the kingdom. He was supposed to be the heir apparent to it. But he saw no way of fighting that wouldn't hurt a family member or a friend. And he sat down and said, I refuse to fight. I'd rather die, I'd rather perish than turn against a family member. And Krishna, his charioteer, who revealed himself as God, told him, stand up, that is unworthy of warrior fights. You do your duty. I almost joined the military 19 years old. Ginger says, sure it won't happen in the next 4 years. I don't know. Sampa says, that link I gave you was a live stream, a mod for. It's a lot of information, but worth it if you're really interested in getting in any truth, historical value. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Odom says, yes, he is. Nightmare says, my bad, that was a stupid question. I forgot about your age. Actually, that made me feel good that you forgot about my age. But here's the thing about my age, I would be even less apt to send anyone to fight in a war. As you get older, the last thing you ever want to do is fight, unless you're Mike Tyson. Now, Milka, she served a tour in Iraq, 2008 to 2009. My dad dropped out of high school at 17. Well, he got his high school equivalency at 17, so he could join the Navy. The last less than a year of World War II. I think maybe he was in the South Pacific on a minesweep. Odin says, okay, Squirrel Sniper, I think you got it in my watch list. Awesome. Ginger says, not saying my wife and daughter ain't in the battlefield, but they are in supply and demand. Gotcha. Sapi says, Odom Homestead, good luck, and I hope to see you in the live stream one day. Ginger says, Posiland, what did you do? Nightmare says, I'd rather go to prison than fight in a war. I played no part in starting. To be honest, I know I'm probably alone in that opinion, but that's how it is. I don't think you're alone. You know, the vow I took as part of my yoga practice, the beginning of yoga is ethical. And the very first one is ahimsa. Ahimsa is non-harmfulness. I'm taking a vow of causing harm to no one, no thing. Reason I'm a vegan. So it's one of those things you got to ask, would I cause more harm by not fighting, or would I cause more harm by fighting? And you make the best choice that you can. In my heart, I truly, truly want to harm no one. And I live my life accordingly. I do my live streams accordingly. Is artificial intelligence dangerous to humanity? My own thoughts are no. My own thoughts are artificial intelligence in the hands of bad human intelligence is a dangerous thing. Artificial intelligence in and of itself is not a danger to anyone. But I could be wrong. Ginger says to make parts for the military, for all the flying instruments, and things go boom, and the tracker to tell them where it lands. Man, I thought Mocha, being in the Air Force, being a Spanish linguist and then a Somali linguist, was going to be perfectly safe during the war with Iraq. Turns out they pulled her out, retrained her in intelligence, and sent her to Iraq for a year. Sampa says, the only war I will fight in is defending my family and friends and those who need help. I like that. Nicely said. It says, I've always found drafting for war very strange, taking people who have nothing to do with something and sending them to their death, potentially. I agree. I highly, highly dislike the misuse of the military, which we did for decades, which we did recently. War in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq. Based upon a theory that the neoconservatives had of the domino effect in the Middle East. If they could establish a democratic society, that they thought it would create a domino effect and democracy would spread. Democracy is an organic thing. It can't be instilled. It has to come from the people. It was ridiculous to think that it could. I'm not saying that democracy in the Middle East is ridiculous, But it's when the people in the Middle East claim it for themselves, not when someone invades a country and instills a foreign government, a foreign system of government. I agree with you, Nightmare. Let's see. Pitt says he believed that Atlantis existed. I think probably so. According to the great Scottish singer Donovan, it did. Simply says, Nightmare, the king and queen have the bishops and knights and with their castles to defend themselves with the help of sacrificial pawns. And isn't that amazing? That some people are viewed as a necessary sacrifice. And again, in the wars in the Middle East, some young people, men and women, were viewed as necessary sacrifices for a theory that maybe democracy might take hold. For a theory. Ginger says, but I can't go too deep into it because you do not know too much. I can't say too much. I can't know, but I will say as politics, as long as someone knows there's a button. Still scary. Nightmare says, I agree with Squirrel. I'd fight for my family. And I can do that right here in Scotland. I don't need to be sent across the planet. Simply says, Pitts, have you looked at the Eye of the Sahara? Very interesting connection. Riley's back. Hey, Riley. Virginia says, nobody won't take us for granted. Riley has subscribed to Nightmare. Awesome, Riley. All right, guys. Appreciate you coming in. Had a lively last-minute conversation. Ginger, my friend, I'm sorry for what you're going through. How you think and feel right now might not necessarily be how you think and feel in a few days. Maybe. Maybe it will be. Nightmare says, right back at you, Riley. Much appreciated. Ginger says, nobody won't take us for granted. So I do not know a lot and no education on my part. Simply says, Nightmare, I stand with you, but just about 600 miles between us. That's not that far. It says, Atlantis was the one civilization before ours. Sniper says Atlantis was around during the time of Troy. Hey, Bodyweight Beast. Stopping by to say hi. Leave a like. I'm helping mod for Gen X Power. Nice. I appreciate you stopping by. We're shutting things down too. I'm going to bed, guys. 2-ish. 2:15-ish or so. Comes awful early. Stuart the Fish Whisperer says fart. He fitted in the last fart joke for the night. The last fart comment for the night. Junior says I had to fight for my children and make sure my kids were all fed at all times. I was a dad at 16. Never played this game. I mentioned before, impressive that you stepped up. Nightmare says I showed up late, but thanks for the great stream as always, Eric. Thank you, Nightmare. Stuart says I had to. You got to do what you got to do, Stuart. I appreciate you stopping in. Riley made chicken and rice. Good. It's a nice, healthy meal. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you're around at 5 o'clock in the morning, come on by and say hi. That's the next live stream. We're going to, be doing stuff. Ginger says, shit my pants. Sniper says, night Eric. Night Squirrel Sniper. So, Ginger, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk more about this. Not about what you did in your pants, but about the issue at hand. ATC says, sorry to hear, Ginger. Have a great night all. Thanks, Ginger. And thank you, ATC. It was fun hanging out with you a bit over while you were fishing. Ginger says, thank you, Yogi. Tomorrow, if we could. Absolutely. Absolutely tomorrow. And see how you feel about the situation tomorrow. Maybe it'll shift. Sniper says, clean up Ginger and get some rest. Ginger says, thanks all. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. If only so someone can come in and vent. You know? If that's enough. It works for me. Guys, take care.